You need to prove it.
You're not the only one who has been curious in what's happening with Hudson and Rex Season 8. Since Season 7 finished the way it did, we really need a lot of explanation as soon as possible. So even if there isn't a lot of official info out there, I'm going to break down what we do know so far. He was shot, he vanished. And then, silence, no answers, no goodbyes, just a haunting cliffhanger and the crushing image of Rex waiting by the water without his partner. Fans have been holding their breath since that moment, desperate for any sign that Charlie Hudson might still be alive. And now everything's starting to change. The rumors are building, the trailer is coming, and Season 8 might finally give us the return we've all been hoping for. But the question remains, where is Charlie Hudson? Season 7 didn't just end with a mystery, it left a wound. Charlie Hudson, the heart of the show, was practically invisible for most of the season. Viewers noticed right away. Something felt off. He was away on a vague mission. Then, without warning, the season finale hit us like a freight train. Charlie gets shot, and just like that, he's gone. No closure, no farewell, no wrap-up. The beach, seen months later, showed Sarah, Mark, and Rex sitting in quiet heartbreak, but no Charlie. And fans were left shattered, but the reason behind it wasn't fiction, it was real. John Reardon, the actor behind Charlie Hudson, was quietly battling a serious health issue, tonsil cancer. While Season 7 was filming, John was going through treatment. That's why Charlie's presence felt distant, scattered, like he was only there in pieces. And while we all understood and respected his absence, the show itself didn't give us the full story. The writers chose to mask it with a half-baked mission arc about Charlie hunting Jack, but to anyone watching closely, it didn't feel right. It didn't feel like Charlie. Still, John never walked away. In fact, he made it clear that he missed being on set and loved the Hudson and Rex team deeply. He posted old audition clips, he reminisced about Newfoundland, and in a heartfelt message, he said how hard it was to be away while the show kept going. Then came the best news we could hope for in December. John announced he was cancer-free. After months of treatment and recovery, he was finally able to go out again. That one update sent a wave of hope across the fandom. If he's healthy, if he's strong enough, could Season 8 bring Charlie Hudson back? But just when we thought we were processing that another loss hit us, Diesel, the beloved German Shepherd who played Rex, passed away in August 2024. The show kept the news quiet until earlier. This year, and when it came out, fans were devastated all over again. Diesel wasn't just a dog on screen, he was a true co-star. His loyalty, intelligence, and emotional connection with Charlie made him unforgettable. Losing him hurt. But thankfully, his nephews have taken over the role, and insiders say one of them is nearly identical in look and behavior. So, the show goes on, with new paws stepping in, but the same spirit leading every case. Now here's where things get interesting. Hudson and Rex has officially been renewed for Season 8. Filming begins in May, right now, and it's happening once again in St. John's, Newfoundland. That tells us one thing: they're ready to go back to where it all started. The energy is returning, and fans are on high alert. No trailer has been released yet, but if filming is underway, we're likely to see footage drop later this year. That's when we'll find out, will Charlie be in it? For now, production is tight-lipped. John Reardon hasn't officially confirmed his return, but the timing feels right. He's recovered. He's talked about how much he missed the set, and let's be honest, after the way Season 7 ended, they can't just ignore Charlie's story. That cliffhanger demands a payoff. It demands answers, and it demands justice for a character who's carried this show from the very beginning. So now that we know Season 8 is filming, the real question is, where do we go from here? What kind of show will Hudson and Rex become without Charlie fully back? Or will he return? And if so, how? Because let's face it, they can't just gloss over the fact that the main character was shot, vanished from the storyline, and left fans hanging on a cliff they never wanted to be on. The show has a huge opportunity right now to rebuild, reframe, and remind everyone why Hudson and Rex became such a comfort show in the first place. And it starts with the heart of the story, Charlie and Rex. Their bond, their rhythm, their loyalty, it's what made the series more than just another procedural. You didn't just tune in for the crime solving, you tuned in for that quiet look Charlie would give Rex before a big decision. For the way Rex would race into danger without hesitation, trusting Charlie to catch up. For the family that formed not just at major crimes, but between man and dog partner and protector. And that's what Season 7 was missing. It had crime, it had cases, it even had character development. But it didn't have the pulse. That energy that makes you feel safe, even when the world in the show is falling apart. Because Charlie wasn't really there, and neither was the chemistry that glued everything together. And now that Diesel, the original Rex, has passed, the show has even more emotional weight to carry. It's not just about bringing back Charlie. It's about honoring what Diesel brought to the role, his presence, his instincts, and that unique bond he had with John Reardon. Sure, the new dog playing Rex might look the same, might follow the same commands, but anyone who's been watching since the beginning knows the soul of Rex was tied to Diesel. That's not something you can replace. But what you can do is build on it. Let the grief be real. Let it be part of the story. Imagine if Season 8 opens with Charlie in recovery, not just physically, but emotionally. Maybe he's been off the grid. Maybe he was placed in witness protection. Or maybe he was undercover deep inside something dangerous, and the only way to keep his team safe was to disappear without a word. Whatever the reason, his return would mean everything, not just to the team, but to Rex. Because even if a new dog is filling Rex's paws, the character of Rex remembers. He waits. He hopes. And when Charlie finally walks back through the door, whether it's episode 1 or episode 5, that moment will be electric. It has to be. Because if the writers miss that emotional reunion, if they don't give us that explosive, tear-jerking payoff, we'll never forgive them. And let's not forget the human side of things. Sarah, Mark, Jesse, Joe, these aren't just supporting characters. They've become a found family. And right now that family is fractured. At the end of Season 7, Sarah and Mark were shown together in a way that raised eyebrows. It wasn't romantic, yet, but the closeness was there. The quiet understanding, the shared grief. And with Charlie gone even temporarily, it makes sense they'd lean on each other. But if Charlie comes back, everything changes. Because Sarah and Charlie have always had something real. Something unspoken. Years of tension, care, near confessions, and silent longing. The kind of bond that survives even when it's never fully acted on. So if he walks back into her life after all that time, only to find she's grown close to someone else, things could get messy. And fans are here for that kind of drama, not because we want heartbreak, but because we want honesty. These characters have been through too much to pretend like everything's fine. Season 8 needs to dive deep, not just into the case files, but into the emotional cost of everything that's happened. And what about the cases themselves? One of the most consistent joys of Hudson and Rex has been the episodic format. New mysteries each week, new guest stars, new twists. It gives the show momentum, variety, and a sense of comfort. But in recent seasons, especially Season 7, the personal storylines started to take over. That's not a bad thing necessarily, but there has to be balance. Fans want the clever puzzles, the smart forensics, the chases, and the teamwork. But we also want progression, growth, stakes. This next season could do both. It could open with Charlie, missing and weave his absence into each case. Maybe every mystery somehow ties back to whatever mission he was on. Maybe there's a bigger threat looming and his disappearance is just the tip of the iceberg. Maybe someone's watching the major crimes team trying to dismantle them from the inside. That would explain the shadowy feel of the last few episodes, and could give us a darker, more serialized arc without losing the comfort of weekly cases.